Mory's journey took a new turn as he found himself in an unfamiliar desert. The air was dry and the earth stretched out endlessly before him. Having left the train without much thought, he was now walking alone, his small footsteps barely leaving a mark in the shifting sands. He had no clear destination, but the thought of finding his mother pushed him onward. The desert was silent, except for the occasional gust of wind that swept across the barren landscape. Suddenly, the sound of engines broke the quiet. A group of outlaws riding motorcycles appeared in the distance. Mory stood still, watching them approach, unsure of what to do. The outlaws slowed as they saw him, their eyes narrowing in confusion. They whispered among themselves, unsure of what to make of the strange small figure before them. "Huh? What's this? Is this not human?" one outlaw asked, his voice laced with disbelief. "You're telling me this is human?" another outlaw responded, his voice full of ridicule. "Why is it so short?" "I don't know," muttered yet another outlaw. "Can we still sell it?" One of the outlaws, looking more hungry than curious, grinned. "Why don't we just eat it? It's so small, nobody would even notice. Just one leg." The leader of the outlaws, a burly figure with a scar across his face, growled, "Who said you could touch it as you please?" Something this size wouldn't even reach the liver. Before anyone could argue further, a sudden gunshot echoed across the desert, and one of the outlaws dropped to the ground, a clean headshot. The rest of the group scattered in panic, looking around for the source of the shot. A figure approached on a bike, his presence unmistakable. "Rider! It's a rider!" one of the outlaws shouted. The boss outlaw snarled, trying to keep control. "Don't panic, it's just one of them." A chaotic fight broke out, the rider effortlessly dodging the bullets the outlaws fired at him. Enraged, the boss outlaw charged forward, his strength sending him barreling toward the rider. But the rider was faster, leaping high into the air, firing a shot that shattered the ground beneath the boss. The rider landed gracefully, turning to face the fleeing outlaws. "You've done it again!" he shouted with fury. "How dare you in my territory!" With a single command, the outlaws fled, scattering into the desert. Turning his attention to Mory, who had been watching in stunned silence, the rider's gaze softened. Mory's wide eyes met his, filled with surprise and fear. The rider, sensing Mory's unease, spoke gently, trying to reassure him. "What's this now?" he asked, taking a step closer. Mory instinctively backed away, his posture defensive, like an animal ready to strike. The rider's companion, AIA, spoke up. "Scan complete. It's a human infant." "A human, huh?" the rider mused, then turned back to Mory with a smile. "Well, hello there, little one." Mory flinched, but didn't run. The rider knelt down and continued, "You must have been so scared. Don't worry, I'm here now. Want to meet my friend?" He gestured to AIA, who stood quietly by his side. "I created it," the rider added proudly. "Looks like you're lost. Don't worry, I'll help you get home. Follow me." As they walked, the rider's mind wandered. Eating humans isn't illegal, he thought, but socially, it's considered taboo. Not that it matters much, this one's too small to be worth much anyway. Maybe we could sell it? Some crazy folks might want it as a pet, or a toy. The rider's hand brushed against Mory's clothes, and something caught his attention. A symbol was embroidered onto the fabric. He studied it closely, his face shifting to one of recognition. "Wait," the rider said, his voice suddenly serious. "What's this? Is this the symbol?" He laughed nervously. "Oh my! Is it really this late already? Sorry, little one, but you'll have to find your way back on your own. See you around." He waved cheerfully, then hopped onto his bike, revving the engine. As he sped off, he muttered to AIA, "That symbol, it almost ruined everything." AIA, ever the sarcastic companion, quipped, "You sure know how to chicken out, don't you?" The rider scowled. "Shut up." AIA passed him a water bottle. The rider took a sip, sighing in relief, but then his eyes widened in shock. "What the—" he gasped, looking down. Mory was standing right next to him, his small form clutching the bike. "How did you get on?" the rider shouted, exasperated. "I told you to get off!" But before the rider could act, a stone struck the bike's tire, sending both he and Mori flying into the air, crashing to the ground in a tangled mess. Great, the rider groaned, rubbing his head. This is just perfect.